What it do? Bedtime crew. Hey man, listen, today I am here to talk about the bombshell announcement that Dana White just made. Bro sounded so ecstatic with the plain background noise and the, minimal eye contact, but he announced some absolute bangers for UFC 322, Madison Square Garden. I'm also going to talk about some other announcements that he made at the end of this video, but the biggest news coming out of this, mate, fucking JDM, boy, TKO. Let's fucking go. JDM is back, baby. JDM is back, and he's fighting Islam Makhachev in the main event of this MSG card in November, UFC 322. The fight that we have all been waiting for is finally happening. I cannot wait for this fight, man. This is literally the biggest, super fight, deadass, the UFC can actually make right now, considering Islam won't fight Ilya and Jones won't fight Aspinall. And I believe this is honestly more, equally intriguing. I feel like JDM, with the size advantage that he has and the ability that he has to scramble, defend takedowns, get back up from takedowns, obviously he has a huge boxing and power advantage on the feet. I think he's going to really be able to out-damage Islam Makhachev. And by the way, JDM will say all of this in the build-up. People are going to act like, oh, dude, Islam, please win the belt, dude. We want Islam as the champ. We want to see all this. JDM's going to fucking talk his shit on the mic. He's going to get on the mic. I really believe that I can out-damage him, and, it's going to be a tough fight, obviously. Makhachev is coming, really hard for the fight and all that, but, yeah, I think I'm going to be able to get back up from the takedowns and, damage him on the feet and be able to out-scramble him as well. I can't wait for this fight, man. I literally love this matchup so much. I do think JDM is going to win this fight by unanimous decision, most likely. If you put a gun to my head right now and said, Bedtime, give me your early prediction for this fight, no bias. No bias. I think JDM wins this by unanimous decision. I think that he's going to get taken down. I think he's going to have moments where, Islam actually does pretty good in the clinch with the striking, but I think JDM in those positions that Islam is good at, where he takes you down, JDM is going to make the right decision to scramble and get back up. He is a fighter that he can be losing an entire round. He can be losing a fight and switch momentum very quickly, reverse position, get out of a sub attempt, end up on top, do damage, really, really make you pay if you slow down, or if you, can't bully him physically, can't hold him down. He can really make you pay, and he also has good body shots in the clinch, which I think are going to slow down Islam. And I think out in the open, he's going to use elbows. I think he's going to use his jab. He's going to use his body work, his uppercuts. And I really do think he's going to out-damage Islam Makhachev a lot in this fight. That, to me, is the biggest factor in JDM versus Islam. I don't think Islam is this tiny little lightweight, oh man, JDM's gonna sleep him in 2 rounds. I think Islam is going to be bulked up. He's going to be very strong. He's got a super wide back. I always think about Dustin Poirier with that shit, and I think Islam Makhachev is going to do well at welterweight, but I think JDM's ability to, like I said, scramble, reverse momentum, be a nightmare to fucking hold down and threaten with submissions, and his ability to out-damage Islam Makhachev, who does have a lot of scar tissue from the Poirier fight, from the Volk fights. I think those images of Islam after those fights where he's covered in blood and he's got these scars ripped open and all that stuff, I think he's going to look like that at the end of this fight, and I think JDM is going to win by decision. But this is such a high-level match. I honestly, I'm not going to say I don't care who wins, because my mental health will be affected if JDM somehow loses to Islam Makhachev. But at the same time, I'm just excited to see this. I'm just excited to see an actually high-level, huge welterweight title fight. And of course, I'm excited because it has my fucking boy JDM in it, dude. So this being the main event of MSG, finally we have a good MSG cut. We went through the dark ages where it was Jones headlining these shits. And Diego Lopez was the fucking co-main event against Gavin Tucker or whatever. Now we have a real MSG card that is stacked. And I feel like this fight card is only going to get better, because not only did we get the announcement of JDM versus Islam Makhachev in the main event. This is a huge fight. Again, sorry, fuck Chael Sonnen, not doing the Chael impression. This is a huge fight, and this alone, you've got my ass, bro. I'm not gonna lie, this alone, I'm buying the pay-per-view. I'm shelling out the money, dude. I don't give a fuck, right? You've already got my ass, bro. I'm an Aussie casual. I'm gonna be there. We will all be there watching this. But then you add the best women's fight in MMA. Am I wrong? This is the best women's fight in MMA history. Is it ridiculous to say this is the greatest fight in women's history? Am I allowed to get on here? Is a brother allowed to get on here and say these words? Valentina Shevchenko versus Weili Zhang, I think, determines the actual GOAT of women's MMA. I see Amanda Nunes beating, Ronda Rousey, who no one rates at all, even though she was a pioneer of the sport. She beat Juliana Pena, who fucking beat her. You know what I mean? I just don't rate. Maybe it's just because Nunes was just fighting random bums. Like, I'm just gonna keep it a buck. Nunes is one of the most overrated legacies. People like fake hardcore, like, dude, I can't wait to see Nunes come back. I'm gonna keep it a stack. I think the winner of this is genuinely the greatest female talent in MMA history. The winner of this deserves to be credited as the female GOAT of the sport, because Valentina Shevchenko, racking up 2 title reigns at flyweight, wins over past contenders that nobody gives a fuck about, current day high-level contenders that nobody gives a fuck about, arguably could have beat Amanda Nunes when they fought, right? And Weili Zhang, despite her losses to Rose Namajunas, who also has great wins over, Joanna Jędrzejczyk, and Weili Zhang has those wins as well. With everything that she's done in the sport, if she beats Valentina Shevchenko, I feel like you're allowed to call her the GOAT. That is some GSP type shit. I'm not gonna lie, dude. That is a GSP Michael Bisping. That's better than beating Michael Bisping. I really usually get on these videos and I don't really say much about the WMMA fights that the UFC announces, but I do actually want to glaze this matchup because I do think this is a great fight. I am actually looking forward to this. I think that Weili Zhang is one of the only strawweights that can move up and not get physically mogged, and we saw against Tatiana Suarez that she's not going to get bullied around, even if you're a big strawweight that's, can easily moonlight and fight at flyweight. I think that Shevchenko versus Zhang, I think Shevchenko has a slight size advantage, but being the older, kind of slower, more battle-worn fighter, I feel like even if she does well on the feet, Weili Zhang's physicality, her presence, her power, and her grappling, which I think is just better than Valentina Shevchenko, this is a sick fight. I really feel like this is going to be a super high-level matchup. And again, the fact that oh my god, man. The fact that we have fucking JDM at the fucking top, baby! Come on! This is the best fucking timeline, dude. This is the best timeline. Could you imagine if Leon won a robbery decision against Bilal? And I had to sit here and pretend, hey guys, Leon versus Islam for the belt, dude. Yeah, Leon versus Islam, man. Wow, what a sick fight, dude. Are you fucking kidding me? Now we actually have a badass welterweight champion that's gonna scrap. That's gonna fuck this guy up in the clinch with body shots and elbows and fucking pop the bloody jab on him, feint the fucking head kick. Genuinely, what I mean to say is, going from the era of like main event is Pereira versus Prohaska for a vacant belt, the rest of the card is complete randoms. You know what I mean? Then last year it was Jones versus Stipe. Nobody wants to see that shit. Card is full of complete fucking rant. James Blobtop was on the main card last year. The featured fight last year was literally Mauricio Rufy versus James Blobtop, a random fucking Mexican dude in the crowd. Got called up on short notice to fight Mauricio Rufy. And now we have JDM versus Islam Makhachev, the highest level welterweight title fight in genuinely 5+ fucking years. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. Like, genuinely, this is higher level than Colby Usman, any of those fights, Usman, Woodley. This is one of the best welterweight title fights ever, skill-wise. Maybe the best ever, if I'm being really hyperbolic, because Islam is someone that I have in my top 5 GOATs of all time. JDM, I believe, is one of the most talented straight-up fighters in the entire UFC. I believe he's still extremely fucking underrated, and I do think he wins this fight. To have this as the main event, to have the highest level women's MMA fight ever put together in the co-main event, and it's not ridiculous to say that. It's not ridiculous. Please tell me the fight that is better than this in women's MMA history. And don't go down in the comments and ruin my hype and be like, oh, Carla, this casual hasn't seen Carla Esparzo versus Rose Namajunas 3. Shut the fuck up, bro. Let me enjoy this, bro. Because we finally have a good MSG card with a high-level main event, a high-level co-main event, and the featured fight, Leon Edwards. Your time has come. There's no way out of this one. Leon Edwards is fucked. There's no other way to say it. This is the greatest card in fucking MMA history, dude. I'm fucking cheesing, dude. I'm about to go for a walk, enjoy some nature. I might throw something on the fucking grill, dude. This is the best day of my life. Because not only do I get to watch, like I said, not only do I get to watch JDM piece up Islam Makhachev, win by decision. People get on Instagram and on YouTube, why didn't Islam shoot, bro? Why didn't Islam shoot? Why did Islam try and stand with JDM? Why did he do that? Okay, JDM's the fucking, like, pound for pound #1. Khabib's in the corner crashing out. You know what I'm saying? Ali Abdelaziz, his fucking Toblerone-shaped brain is fucking melting, right? Not only do I get to watch that, I get to watch Shevchenko versus Zhang in the co-main event, like a real hardcore. I'm looking forward to this fight. I'm very excited for this women's MMA matchup, okay? And all of us are as well. This is a great fight. I can't wait to see my GOAT, Weili Zhang, become the women's MMA GOAT. Not only that, I get to watch Leon, I don't know, bruv, Edwards get fucking bullied by Carlos Prates and slept. And the people, and the funniest part is, I don't know who these guys are, but I feel like I'm still seeing people being like, I don't know, man, dude, Edwards could low-key out-grapple Prates. Oh, I guess I shouldn't give him the surfer voice. Bro, oh my days, Leon Edwards, he's gonna go out there and pop the bloody jab. He's gonna flick the calf kicks. He's gonna take down Carlos Prates. I'm here to tell you right now, from watching the Ian Gary fight, I'm sorry, Carlos Prates will defend this guy's sloppy fucking takedowns where he face plants the canvas when he go, I don't know. I just shot a takedown. I don't know. He's going to defend those, okay? He's going to make Leon Edwards stand with him. What is Leon Edwards going to do to Carlos Prates? Genuinely, what is he going to do? I think he's going to get boxed up. I think he's going to shell up with his fucking triangle Yoel Romero guard. He's probably going to get fucking jelly-legged in the first, like, 2 minutes of the fight. I think Carlos Prates is going to sleep Leon Edwards badly, dude. I think Carlos Prates is genuinely going to sleep Leon Edwards. I think Leon Edwards is the type of guy that as soon as he gets backed up to the fence, this chinny motherfucker, as soon as he gets backed up to the fence, he will just either shoot a panic takedown and get stuffed and end up on bottom and get hit with ground and pound, or more likely, Carlos Prates will defend the takedown, push him back against the fence, and start to stalk him. And I think the longer time that Leon Edwards is on the back foot in this fight, which is what he always fucking does, he's going to get chinned up against the fence. I think Carlos Prates will be making his way into the top 5 with this matchup. I'm kind of surprised, and I respect Leon Edwards for taking this fight, because I'm not going to hold you, bro. I did not think he was going to accept this fight. And listen, I tried to be fair, right, dude? Obviously, you guys know I love to clown on Leon Edwards. I don't even know. It's because he held up the division for so long with these boring-ass fights, and people were constantly in my fucking comments and in my... Bro, oh my, Leon Edwards dominated Colby, bro. Leon Edwards is going to destroy Bilal, blah, blah, blah. All this shit, right? Just glazing this guy as the best. People dead out said this guy was going to beat Islam Makhachev. Are you fucking kidding me? And I've always felt like Leon Edwards was on one of the most fraudulent win streaks in the UFC. I didn't like the Usman fight. I was happy to see someone new beat Usman. But once he actually became the champion and we got 149-46, you know, cage grab fest decision a year as the championship fight, then he gets on them, I don't know, I'll probably come back November, December. From that day on, I was praying on this man's downfall. And in this matchup, I have to be completely objective. Someone that we've seen against Ian Gary show great cardio, better cardio than I thought he was going to have. Great takedown defense, better takedown defense than I thought he was going to have. Pretty solid chin and durability, and I think that is going to be fine against fucking Leon Edwards, the decision machine himself. Basically a recolored Bilal Muhammad, if we're being real. I think the biggest thing is Leon Edwards, will he grapple successfully in this fight? Because I think on the feet, he may be able to kind of point fight and land some jabs and some leg kicks, but Carlos Prates is so aggressive and so powerful, I don't think that's going to work for 3 rounds. There will be moments where Carlos Prates finds the chin of Leon Edwards, and I don't think Leon Edwards has the durability or the, I don't know, I guess maybe the explosiveness or the fight IQ of Ian Gary. I think the fight IQ of Ian Gary, and I think honestly Leon Edwards is a little bit more chinny and wobbly. Like, he got wobbled by Bilal Muhammad. I just need to say that again. Got dropped by Gunnar Nelson. So I think Carlos Prates, genuinely, no bias, will be able to defend the takedowns of Leon Edwards, will be able to outdamage him, push him back, make him uncomfortable. And I do think he's going to knock out Leon Edwards inside of maybe that second or third round. I'm going to say second or third round, like, walk-off KO for Carlos Prates. And Joe, who does that to Leon Edwards? Who does that to Leon Edwards? That's what we're going to be hearing. So, all in all, man, the UFC has put together a fucking banger for UFC 322. There is literally no complaints I have for this. All I ask is that you add Nazim Sadikov versus Esteban Ribovic to the main card, and I am happy. You have my soul forever. I don't know if the UFC posted it, but they also announced some extra fight. No, they didn't post it. But they also announced some extra fights for UFC 321, which I'll talk about briefly. The first one was a co-main event. Guys, you might want to be seated for this. This is huge news. Mackenzie Dern is fighting for a fucking belt against Virna Jandiroba for the vacant strawweight title. I mean, dude, if you're not more hyped for that than Gane versus Aspinall, dude, you're a fucking casual. I don't know what else to tell you, man. We will all be seated with our utmost attention on the screen watching Mackenzie Dern versus Virna Jandiroba. Listen, I'm not going to harp on this matchup. I'm going to keep it a buck. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I would love to see Tatiana Suarez beat Amanda Lemos at UFC Noche and then win the belt. Because I feel like there's some value there to having Tatiana Suarez versus all these other chicks. I feel like she has the most potential to grow in this division. Like, I do think Virna Jandiroba is probably going to win because Mackenzie Dern's striking is evolving, like her English, like her ability to speak English and her striking has just devolved. Every fight, I don't understand. She's literally every single fight. She's like, yeah, I'm so excited for this fight. You know, I'm very excited for the weekend, and I'm very happy fighting for the belt. You know, like I don't know what the fuck she's been doing in the gym. Fully just a white lady, by the way. I'm just gonna say that. Like Ian Gary literally is trying to Mackenzie Dern max the way he's been acting, but Mackenzie Dern is patient zero. And I think her striking has just devolved so much, and Virna Jandiroba, she can wrestle really well. I think she has solid enough grappling to not really tangle up with Mackenzie Dern unless it benefits her. And I do feel like she'll have a slight boxing advantage. I feel like this fight could be like a Raquel Pennington, Mayra Bueno Silva snooze fest. That's kind of the vibe I get. But the biggest fight that they've added to this 321 main card, and now we have the full card, is Umar Nurmagomedov versus Mario Batista. We basically have confirmed Hitler versus Stalin will be taking place in the bantamweight division. No, listen, I'm actually excited for this fight. I know in my other video I said that I would rather see Umar versus Song Yadong. And I do stand on that. I do believe that is honestly a better matchup and kind of more exciting, I guess. But I like the novelty of Mario Batista versus Umar Nurmagomedov. I think that the stand-up, I would honestly favor Mario Batista, but Umar Nurmagomedov has good kicks. He has a good jab. I think a 3-round fight really benefits him. I kind of wanted to see him go 5 rounds and improve on the cardio, because that's kind of the only thing that held him back against Merab was the physicality and the cardio as he got tired. But I think Mario Batista versus Umar should be a decent fight. I think it'll be kind of scrambly and exciting and high pace. I think Umar will probably win that fight by plot armor decision. That's just what my gut tells me, is that Umar does win by decision. But yeah, all in all, great day at the office for the UFC fans and for UFC announcing all of these fights. I cannot fucking wait to watch Islam versus JDM, bro. I don't know what else to say about this fight. I literally cannot wait. I will try my absolute best to get an interview with JDM before this fight happens. I've also been working on getting an interview with Robert Whittaker. Okay, I can confirm this. We've been in talks a little bit. I'm not gonna, give too much detail, but I'm working on it. Okay. But yeah, huge news for the channel. Huge news for the UFC fans. Let me know your predictions for all of these fights in the comments down below. What do you think of JDM versus Islam, Shevchenko versus Wei Li, CP versus Leon Edwards, as well as the 321 fights they announced, which is Mackenzie Dern versus Virna Jandiroba and Umar versus Mario Batista? I would love to hear your opinions in the comments down below. If you guys enjoyed the video, drop a like. I tried to get this done as quickly as I could for you guys. I'm sorry that I'm a casual and I wasn't done within 5 minutes, but appreciate all the support. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're not already. And go follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Bedtime MMA. I will see you guys in the next video, man. Goodbye.